Hi guys, welcome to another video. Hope you're all keeping well. Now for this video, I'd like to talk about a movie, a Blu-ray actually, that I watched just last night. Now the movie is from 2023 and it stars Tobin Bell, Shawnee Smith and Stephen Brand. It was directed by Kevin Gruters and written by Peter Goldfinger and Josh Stolberg. And that is a movie called Saw 10. Now, as per usual, guys, before I say anything further about the movie and give you my thoughts on the storyline as a whole, I'll just read you the synopsis on the back of this Blu-ray, just in case you're not familiar with this movie. Okay, so John Kramer, Tobin Bell, is back. The Saw franchise's most chilling installment yet explores the untold chapter of Jigsaw's most personal game. Set between the events of Saw 1 and Saw 2, this story finds a sick and desperate John travelling to Mexico for a risky and experimental medical procedure in the hope of obtaining a miracle cure for his cancer, only to discover that the entire operation is a scam to defraud the most vulnerable. Now, armed with a newfound purpose, John returns to his work, turning the tables on the con artists in the signature visceral way, through a series of ingenious and terrifying traps. So there you go, guys. That's the synopsis for the latest Saw movie, Saw 10. All right then, guys. On to my thoughts now on the movie as a whole. Oh yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. I've got no complaints whatsoever. Tobin Bell, once again, is really on the money in the character of the sinister character John Kramer, Saw, and a great supporting cast. I can't fault this movie at all. I must admit, like, I did go into it like with my expectations quite low, because I wasn't too keen on the last couple. Jigsaw and the other movie Spiral. I wasn't too keen on them, but I was really pleasantly surprised, guys. I really was. I really loved this movie. The kills were brutal, and as I say, Tobin Bell, he was really in top form, reprising his role as the serial killer. John Kramer, really enjoyed the story, and the way he was conned by this team of doctors, like, who promised him, like, that he'd be able to cure his cancer. Oh yeah, they seemed so genuine at first, and that, particularly the lady doctor, the head one, she was oozing sincerity in that, and she really gave the impression that she was really interested in John, and she wanted to cure him of his cancer, but things don't have to take a dark turn, guys. You really do. He goes out to Mexico and that, full of hope and expectation, like, and he goes to this hospital, it's secluded, like, it's way off the beaten track. They got all the facilities there and that, and they got all the doctors and that, projecting like a false exterior, like, of, being solicitous and that, being wanting to help him and that, but boy, does he get conned, and boy, does he exact his vengeance, yeah. I won't go into too much of this movie, guys, in case you haven't seen it, but Tobin Bell, at this part, was made for him. He's really one of the most sinister serial killers, in horror movie history, and a great cast and that, and of course our friendly puppet's back riding a tricycle and that, and the tape recorder and that, saying what task they've got to do next. But oh yeah. One thing did notice in this movie, guys, was an absence of police officers in most of the other Saw movies. Like, the police play the primary role, in a story. But whereas in this one, no police at all, and that, it's just basically the story's all about John, because he's in it right through. He's in it from the beginning right through to the end, and it's basically his story, wants to be cured of his hellish disease and that, yeah. But oh God, does he get conned and that, and this doctor here, she's one of the most shallow, evil, money grabbing bitches I have ever seen in a horror movie. She, when you first see her and that, she says about her father and that, being a great scientist and that, and she gets John to sign up and that, for this sort of, like, pretending like they're going to cure him of his cancer. But oh my word, they're just money grabbing. At the end of the day, guys, they're just a gang of money grabbing, con artists and that, and when John finds out what they're up to, I needn't tell you what he does and that, with his traps and that, oh yeah, some real bloody kills. And one particular scene in it that was I found was really horrific. I won't go into detail in case you haven't seen the movie. But boy, I felt like looking away a few times and that, the kill was that gruesome and that very painful, very brutal, bloody kill. But I'll leave it there, but oh yeah, I can't really compare this to all the other Saw movies aside from Jigsaw and Spiral. the other John Kramer movies. I can't really rate it how it compares to them because I haven't watched them for quite a while. But I'm going to go through all the Saw franchise like at some point in that and maybe do a rating of all the Saw movies. Yeah, but getting back to this one, yeah, no complaints at all. You know, and as I say, Tobin Bell, he did a fantastic job as Jigsaw, the serial killer. Very, very multi-layered character. You know, he's a bit like how can I compare another horror movie character? A little bit like Norman Bates. He's got that multi-layered aspect about him, and that, you know, that depth and that, you know. He's evil, but at the same time, he doesn't think what he's doing. He doesn't think it's really wrong because he's punishing all these people who are doing wrong in their lives and that, and he's giving them a chance to sort of like save themselves and that. But he sets up all these traps. But some people have labelled him the biggest bloody hypocrite in horror movie history. I don't think I'd argue with that, you know, because he's in a roundabout way. Although he's not actually going up to the people and killing them with machetes and that. He's pushing all the buttons. Well, you know what I mean. If you're a Saw fan, you know what I'm getting at, don't you? He's behind. He's sort of like manipulating them into sort of like murdering, like, you know, basically in the most gruesome ways. Well, as I say, if you're a Saw fan, you know what he does with all his traps, you know, his sophisticated traps and that, you know. But oh yeah, I definitely enjoyed this one, guys. Got no complaints at all about Saw 10. Very, very well produced, lovely cinematography, and the story, it really gripped me from start to finish, you know, because especially with the part where John, he bumps into one of his basically like ex sort of like acquaintances in regards to cancer and that, you know, this guy and that, he bumps into him. I think it's at a cafe he bumps into him, and he says like basically he's cured now and that. And it's black guy it is, and he lifts the shit and he shows John the stitches and that where the doctors are operating on me. He said, I'm doing fine now, you know, I'm doing great and that, you know. So basically, yeah, so it's basically the story goes from there really, and that, you know, he gets a recommendation and that, John, and he seeks out this organisation and he watches videos of them, like saying like the head fella, that doctor's father. He's supposed to be, purports to be a great scientist and that, and making progress in cure for cancers and that, and it really sucks you in. You really think these doctors are genuine. That's how good a story, how well written it was. You really think these doctors are genuine because they're all over John and that, you know. They accommodate him and that, you know. He says she gives him one day when he talks to her and that. Well, she said, I can't give you, you know, something to do with the days and that, you know, 10 days I think it is. But she said, we can fit you in, but a kind of emergency operation. So, but you'd have to go to basically this clinic in Mexico. So he goes to Mexico and he befriends this little boy as well, you know. It's sort of like he befriends him and that, so he features in the movie and that, you know, the little boy and that provides an extra layer of John's what humanity he's got, because the way I see him, he's got scant humanity, you know, what he does to his victims and that. But he, as I say, he doesn't think he's doing wrong. He thinks he's like a kind of an avenger, and he's sort of like he's giving people a chance to examine their consciences and that, you know. Well, it's anybody that needs a bloody conscience examining, it's John bloody Kramer, you know. You know, yeah. But as I say, being serious, guys, yeah, I really enjoyed this one, and if you haven't seen it, I recommend you either rent it, or better still, if you like Saw, add it to your collection, because I thought it was one of the best ones I've ever seen. Yeah, but I say I can't really rate it yet. I haven't watched all the Saw movies again. So once I've watched them all again at some point in you know, later on in the year, I'll do a full rating of all the Saw movies. All right then, guys, I really enjoyed this one. Yeah, oh yeah. It had me gripped from start to finish and that, you know, and very pleased with it, and a good rewatchability factor as well. And yeah, oh boy, those deaths, yeah. Okay then, guys, on to a rating now for Saw 10. I've got no hesitation whatsoever. I'm going to give Saw 10 a full 10 out of 10. Because that's how much I enjoyed this movie, yeah. Great cast, the cinematography was excellent and that, you know, and a good solid storyline that helped me grip from start to finish. And, you know, they give John Kramer, you know, added depth and that to his character, because he was in the movie, he was basically in every scene in the movie, you know, not just a couple of minutes and that's it. It was John's story, you might as well say, you know, it's really sort of like when he first started killing and that, you know, and trying to find a cure for his cancer. Yeah, very, very well written and that. And the guys who wrote the story, they deserve full praise, yeah. Okay then, guys, have you seen Saw 10? Do you share my views? That was a very, very good Saw movie. Leave your comments down below. I'd be very interested, you know, to hear what you say. Yeah. Oh yeah, guys. Yeah, I'm definitely adding this to my Saw collection. I wasn't disappointed with it at all, you know. And it's always nice when you go into a movie after all the crap I've watched lately, coming across a movie, going into a movie, not having your expectations high, and being pleasantly surprised. And pleasantly surprised I was when I watched this movie last night. Yeah. All right then, guys. That's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. The usual, if you like it, please feel free to share, subscribe, comment. And as I say, guys, if you're a Saw fan, you've got to add this to your collection. Yeah. All right then, guys. I'm up to Liverpool later on to do some Blu-ray hunting. Yeah. All right then, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Take care. Bye for now.